an increase in regional exports to East Africa and supportive government policies for grain production. John Magnay has advised Uganda to introduce a benchmark of its grain standards.
It is absolutely vital. Uganda is an exporting country of grains. We are also an emerging producer of chicken, fish, pork and beef and dairy. And if we want to be able to sell our surpluses into the region, it's vital. But also it's important that the quality of food that is going into the Ugandan population is the best. So it's necessary from a human health point of view, and it's necessary from an export point of view, and it's an export necessary for the benefit of the Ugandan industry.
Agriculture accounted for about 23.7% of GDP and 31% of export earnings. In recent years, there has been an increase in exports of maize to East African countries. The liberalized free trade environment between East African countries is benefiting the maize traders, which is leading to an increase in exports.
First of all, there is demand for grain, no doubt, especially for animal feeds and also for human consumption. But the production, because of the drought and other challenges we have had, the production, the volumes are not sufficient. And so this has made the prices shoot up. So our hope is that the conditions will improve, even given that the government even invested mainly in irrigation agriculture. We hope production to improve, and then in that way we shall be able to fetch more from the market.
In 2016, the Ugandan Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperative introduced the National Grain Trade Policy in accordance with Uganda's Vision 2040 and the National Development Plan 2 to enhance food security, revenue generation and the growth of industrialization. Bernia Katsime, Smart 24 TV, Business 2.
All right, many thanks for that particular report. Now we head into the coffee court. Over last week, there was a big discussion regarding BLQ on different timelines in Uganda. Now, Ugandans have long sought out simple methods of doubling the little money they receive or earn from various aspects of life in an effort to become wealthy quickly, and occasionally the money has ended up with con artists. Now, most people are still thinking about the BLQ football event, and so today we want to dig deeper in understanding the tactics the fraudsters use to con most of these Ugandans of their money. These and more in tonight's Coffee Court.
Well, the lottery and gaming sector is one of those two critical sectors that plays a very fundamental role in the development of this country. I know that we've had a number of issues arising from not any other sector, but also this sector. And so tonight on our Coffee Court, we discuss their challenges and contribution, but what is their mandate as well. Joining me to discuss this is Dennis Mudene Ngabirano, the Acting Chief Executive Officer of Uganda Lottery Gaming Authority here in Uganda. Mr. CEO, it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Morning and good morning, viewers.
First and foremost, who regulates your activity as a Uganda Lottery Gaming and Regulatory Board?
We fall under the Ministry of Finance, so in terms of supervision, we are supervised by the Ministry of Finance and
Okay. Just to bring us to speed, what are the major activities that you do as the Uganda Lottery and Gaming Regulatory Board?
National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board is a body corporate established under the Lotteries and Gaming Act 2016. And our major mandate is basically to license, supervise and regulate the establishment, management and operation of gaming activities, and most important, protecting the citizens against the public against adverse effects of gaming.
Okay. By statistics, how many companies do we have, as we talk right now, that are fully regulated?
We have a total of 56 as of today, licensed companies doing a number of gaming activities that include casinos, slot machines, sports betting, pool betting, bingo. We have a licensed bingo operator that's not operational at the moment, but they are licensed to do that.
Okay.
So in total 56.
And what do you base on to offer license for all the companies that you've mentioned to begin operation?
To begin operation as a casino, sports betting, or whatever license we issue, one, you must be a registered company here in Uganda. You have all the requirements a registered company requires. You must be registered with URA. Some of our categories like casinos, you must be registered with PIA. And upon satisfying the registration of the company, then you do apply. We have quite a number of requirements we need, like your business plan, your CSR plan. You have to ensure that you meet the minimum capital requirements. Each category has a minimum capital requirement that is required for you to undertake business in this sector.
Okay.
And upon evaluation and scrutinizing your documentation for key employees, we also license key employees, so you must have Interpol letters so that we know that you are of person of integrity conducting this high-risk business. And then upon satisfaction of all the documentation, before we issue you a license, you take out a bank guarantee that is in our favor. And that bank guarantee is 500 million.
Isn't that too much? If even labor companies don't charge beyond that, isn't that too much? And isn't that a point of discouraging Ugandans to live inside a lucrative business like this?
This is a very high-risk business. So I don't think, in my opinion, that that's too much.
How risky is it?
Recently, we had a BLT scandal that you are aware of.
Yes, I am.
If I may use it as an example,
Please.
you've come, you've set up your business, you've set up a website, people are depositing money in the e-wallet, and tomorrow you wake up and close and you run away. You see how risky it is. So if we don't have a fallback position, then you have scammed the public that has trusted you to do business with you. Yeah, so basically, it's a high-risk business in that the company collects money from the public. The form of gaming we are seeing now that is popular is the online game, where you have to register on an application, a website, you create an e-wallet, you deposit money, and you regularly do your betting as and when there are games. So basically, the company has collected money from the public. So we have to ensure we put safeguards to ensure that the people's money is safe.
This sounds to be a foreign business. Is that so?
Yes, majority of our operators are foreign. However, in 2019, there was a cabinet directive, especially on sports betting, that we only give licenses, especially for sports betting, to nationals. And currently, we are not giving new sports betting licenses to foreign companies.
And why so?
There is a cabinet directive that we need to ring fence it to only nationals.
Okay. You said this is a very risky business. But what makes it that risky? That is something you should give a clear attention to on a daily basis.
This is a game of chance. It can go either way. You have a company you set up and you have odds out there, for example, Express Football versus Soccer Club Villa. Either the public that is betting against the company can win, maybe say 1 billion Ugandan shillings. And if the company does not have enough capital, then it might pay out and fail to pay out other people and close it. So there is high risk in terms of liquidity, in terms of cash flow. So that's the angle we look at it as a high risk. It can go either way. Company can win, but we've seen some companies who have run out of business because they can't pay out the people after winning.
Okay. If I do well, you say it's a game of chance. Why would we put all our interest in a chance-based business like this for a country like Uganda, Mr. CEO?
Well, there are drivers that drive people to get involved in this kind of business. One, it's a love of sport, a love for sports. Being hopeful that I can stake 1,000 and earn 2,000. And world over, gambling is a legal business in most countries. Some countries that had earlier actually decided to ban gaming because of technology, they have decided to open up and instead put in place a strict legal framework to ensure they do supervise and respect this sector. Because with technology now, I can sit here and bet on the UK sites. Because there's integration in payment systems, I can use my debit card, credit card to bet on the UK site. So it's something that we have to accept that it is here and find a better way to regulate it.
So such a game cannot be in place without rules and regulations. What are some of, now that you said it's first of all a risk business, but also it is a game that involves a number of things. Talk to us about the rules and regulations that govern the lottery and gaming sort of business in this country.
We have the regulations, if I might use we have a set of regulations put in place in 2017.
Okay.
We have the minimum capital requirements regulation. We have the licensing regulations. We have the gaming machines regulation. We have
so there are many laws in other words.
Yeah, there are many laws, and we have others coming up. We are doing a number of amendments on promotional competitions, on the national lottery regulations. So there are a couple of regulations that are in place that do use to regulate the sector.
Okay. And to what extent is the public aware of such kind of rules and regulations?
One, our Act and regulations are on our website. They can be accessed on our website, www.lgrb.gov.ug. We have a team of staff that have been moving around the country, especially in high institutions of learning, creating awareness of who we are, what we do, and majorly also focusing on responsible gaming, which is our core mandate to protect citizens against the adversities.
Okay. Many times we get issues with the people that you regulate. First and foremost, it is hard for me to tell which one is licensed. And then in case I have issues, with the kind of key players in this kind of sector. So what do I do anyway? Where do I begin from? And how do I know that this is purely a licensed company?
All right, and with that particular coffee cut, we head into a commercial break. We return with more from Business Today.